So Microsoft Purview is a great AI governance layer, and which can help with a few different categories. It can help with your Copilot experiences, whether it's Microsoft 365 Copilot, Copilot Chat, as well as the Studio agents. It can also cover your enterprise AI apps, the non-Copilot AI apps, anything that's formed within an application in that specific area. We can start to get visibility. And then third-party AI tools. So we mentioned ChatGPT, Claude, etc. As we start to implement AI and introduce AI, visibility becomes a very much an issue within any organization. And now we're seeing the emergence of shadow AI. We've seen shadow cloud, shadow insert, tech sector here. AI is just a bigger phenomenon. We need to ensure that we've got visibility to ensure that, number one, are these apps approved and are they sanctioned correctly and are they configured correctly to be able to get that. The only way you can do that is by putting a layer in place and apply your policy to ensure that we are capturing this information. Then if we look from a capabilities point of view, we want to make sure that we're discovering the usage. Also, we want to make sure that any AI application that we are deploying is being used to its full potential and that it's getting its full use case out of it. Then from a security standpoint as well, we need to ensure that whatever policy has been set is being enforced across the board, or if there are any challenges from a security perspective, we are seeing those come in. We are now seeing the emergence of AI vulnerabilities come into the picture, or AI threats. So we are seeing risks and vulnerabilities coming not at slow and slow burn stage. We're now seeing high, rapid adoption, and it's the cyber criminals that are using AI to fight the AI. So we need the right technology and the right tools in place to be able to, number one, see what's happening out there, assess the risk, and ensure that we're driving, that we don't get compromised in that area. Now, we're always going to have risks within each environment, but it's making sure that we can quantify the severity of the risk. We may have a vulnerability within our environment, but the exposure is low, therefore we don't focus on that one. But we want to make sure that if we do see something that's high risk or high propensity of creating some problems, that we've got that visibility as well. And then sensitivity data reports is a huge one. We have data across our entire environment ecosystem, so we need to make sure that we're protecting that information within our organizations. And if we are oversharing or have permissive access to data, we understand what that is. We've seen a lot of deployments now go into place where customers were not aware that certain people could access certain information. And now if we have AI now acting on behalf of a user, we have to ensure that their access is restricted to what it needs to access to. So the only way we can do this is by having, I guess, a governance layer in place, but we have to have the right policies, controls and mitigations in place in order to ensure that we're delivering a secure outcome to deliver AI business outcomes.
Yeah, that's great. And just to extend on that one, you don't have to start this journey, deploy, Purview every single feature. You can run it in discovery mode and put some basic foundational policies in place, see what's happening in your organizations, how users are using Copilot Chat. Are they, cutting and pasting stuff into chat windows, like, the basically, PII data, phone numbers, customer details, and, all of those additional high-risk items into the chats that are internally used. And you can run a discovery first and see what's happening before you and lock down certain things. So, but at least at a minimum, you want to understand what's happening in your environment.